Demo 2. Deploying IBM Cloud operators and integrating them with OpenShift. Let's recreate the project and application from Lab 1, but let's do it with a command line. Just see how much faster that gets. We're creating a new project. We're using the OC new project command. We're giving it a name, a display name, and a description. Our project is now created and we can deploy applications. We're going to deploy the sample application using a Node.js builder and the source to image build. Using the OC new app command and the Node.js image, we're deploying our application. As our application is now deploying, we can check the status. First, we take a look at the logs. So we can see the build progress. As our application is now building, we can see it create the container and upload it to the integrated image registry. The image has been successfully pushed. We're also going to expose the service. With the service exposed, we're going to get the route. We're using the OC getRoutes command and we're parsing it just to obtain the URL. Let's test our application using curl. In exercise 1, we install and configure the IBM Cloud operator. Going to the operator hub, search for IBM Cloud. The IBM Cloud operator lets you manage resources within your IBM Cloud account. After installing the operator, you will need to configure it. Information on how to configure it can be found here. Install the operator. The defaults are sufficient here. We are installing in all namespaces. The installed operators section will populate in a few minutes. Configure the operator. Log into IBM Cloud with your account. Set the org, space, and resource group where Cloudant is being provisioned. Check that all fields are set. Let's use the OC CLI to set the project to default, and using the helper script, configure the operator. Let's first download the helper script take a look at what's inside, and run it. It uses kubectl apply with a YAML configuration to create a config map with the right information. Check that the fields in data are set for the config map. Check that the fields are set for the secret. Use the operator to provision a Cloudant service. Under Installed Operators, select Create Instance. Use YAML to specify what you wish to provision. Click Create. A Cloudant service is now being created. Click on your service to get more information. The service is currently provisioning. Once the message says online, your service is available. Go to the IBM Cloud catalog and check that the service is actually reflected. Cloudant service. Go back to the operators. Select IBM Cloud Operator and create instance for binding a service. Click on your binding. Click on Resources. You'll see a secret was created. API key, host, API key information are all present here. Deploy a backend Node.js application using source to image. Check the status of your application. The build is currently running. Track the progress using logs. The image is currently building and will soon be pushed to the integrated image registry. Push is successful. In the topology view, you'll see that our newly deployed PatientDB application is crashing. We can take a look at the logs. And we identify that the credentials Cloudant URL are not set. we will edit the deployment config, go to the environment section, and add a value from a config map or secret. And the value is going to be Cloudant URL. And we will select Cloudant binding with a key URL. Save your new deployment config. Looking at our deployment config, we see we have a new version. Our pod is auto-scaled to 1 and is now running. Looking at the topology view, we see that the application is successfully running. Back in the topology view, open the URL for your application and click on Settings. Enter the backend URL and select Node. You should now be able to log in with the data from the Cloudant database. First, let's try to log in with some random information. Let's log in. As you can see, data is being retrieved. The last step is going to be checking the information that we have within the Cloudant service. So launch the dashboard. And take a look at the information.